They say there's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Now that's 2 days in a row. Off to my left, we've had these hard, afternoon showers, these Florida, showers where it just erupts. And then after the first day we got here and got in here and we're in it, for good. I come back from, going to making a run and getting some more stuff for my family. And I see that rainbow. See that rainbow off in that sky. And, they used to always say there's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Now, we are far away from, the major city, which is Tampa. And we're kind of out here in the country. And, as far as a music career goes, the only pot of gold I've ever found was finding my wife and finding and having our child. That's been the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow here. And, being on the back nine of life and, coming to that realization, coming to the thought that, I'm not sure I want to go gig in bars and do that kind of work, which is what people do here. The solo gigs of playing Margaritaville and Give Me One Reason to Stay Here. It's not really appealing to me. But I know that I will be playing and I will find ways to move forward in music, whether that be teaching or producing or recording or doing something. Obviously here with YouTube, it's a great thing. We've created a community here through this channel, and I found, that this is the greatest way I've ever been able to connect with like-minded souls like you right there, right now, watching this video. It's an amazing thing that at this point in my life that I've found, my tribe. I've found this amazing brotherhood and sisterhood of people that are tuning into these videos, that are relating to the videos. And, we're creating this community, and that's an amazing thing. In all my years of, being in Nashville, everybody is kind of, operates as a hired gun. And that kind of goes hand in hand with the community. It never really felt like deep connections. We felt like we were all these kind of hired guns that would get kind of shifted around and placed in different places and end up on different gigs and, doing different things. And we would, occasionally come together and play a gig, and we'd be all on the same team and sis boom ba and cranking out the jams and all that. But essentially we would all, everyone would go home and, and then that would be it. So finding this community of like-minded souls, people who have shared the same experience, some of the people that have gone to GIT and Berkeley and all these kind of things, and, maybe had tough childhoods, or maybe, we all came to this music. Now I've got a theory, I spent a lot of my childhood, alone, and I think we all share that. We're the latchkey generation. We're the generation where the parents were all out hustling and working, And we were pretty much left on our own. Here's how you lock the door. Don't answer the door for anybody. That kind of vibe, right? Everybody's circumstances are different, but that's kind of how we grew up. And I think that's probably why I took to the guitar, because it gave me something to do. It gave me something to focus on. But I also noticed that, for the attention that I didn't get, on an hourly, kind of daily basis, I would get amplified attention when I would get on the stage. And so I came to kind of realize that at some point, that the reason why I was the way I was and I excelled at what I excelled at is because the attention that I was seeking, I was getting when I got on stage, and that transferred to everything in life, whether it was, attention at home or a girlfriend or whatever, or not having that, or not having those things. All of those things seemed to be remedied when I would get on stage. And so, for that 90 minutes or 45 minutes or 4 hours or 6 hours, that would be, how I would get the attention, and the loneliness would go away. It would fill my soul. And through that exchange of energy with the audience, and sharing in the love of music and playing of music and the joy that it brings, for that period of time, those feelings of, being alone and despair would be gone. And, I think probably a lot of you out there went through the same thing. We share this. Why do we do what we do? Why do we continue to do it? And, despite the fact that you're pretty much guaranteed a hard life, unless you're one of the lucky ones, unless you're one of those chosen ones who, gets to the top of the charts. But even then, look at the superstars that are gone now. Look at the lives they led. Look at what they had to do to get through it all and to keep going. The reason why so many artists and, and musicians and creative types end up with substance abuse problems is largely because they needed to fill a void by getting on stage. And that void is only filled while you're on stage. The rest of the time you are left to your own devices. You may need assistance, some kind of assistance to keep going, to stay out on the road, to perform, to feel up for the show. And the same thing happens when you're off the show and the crowd is gone. And once again, you're alone. And it doesn't matter if you're with 13 people on a tour bus or you're, by yourself in your house. You're going to feel alone. You're going to feel alone after that show. And you're going to try to drink and drown those feelings away and get through that night, pass out, and you're going to do the same thing over and over and over again. So, I don't blame the music. I don't blame anybody or any one thing. It's just what we have to do as musicians to get through each day. Now, I'm able to not drink anymore, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. I figured out the gigs that I could do where I didn't feel like, I would have to feel like I needed a drink. And that's what I did in Nashville. Trying to find that kind of work where I feel safe, and feel that way here in an entirely new environment. I don't know if I'm going to find that, and I don't know if it's going to come quick or not. I could just make a couple of calls and get back on the horse immediately, but I want to proceed with caution because, one, we've got a ton of stuff to do every day with this family. I spent the whole day dealing with the utility companies and the post office and unpacking and packing and cutting up the boxes and doing all that stuff. And we're not even halfway through getting everything set up. Yeah, I've got my little studio set up and I'm able to crank out videos, but man, there's still a ton of work to do. And I still am not rested. I'm still not recharged. And it's going to be a while. And I've got my birthday coming up in a couple of weeks. I'm going to be 58 years old. I feel, so grateful that I'm here. I'm still here on this planet. I'm still able to play my guitar. I'm still able to get this message out to you because this may be the most important gig that I ever have in life, is getting here on YouTube and sharing my knowledge and sharing my experiences with this community of great musicians and great players such as yourself. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. This has just been my daily update over the rainbow. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.